The reality of auctions for properties on Zoom. Love it or hate it? Stay Zoom. Love it or hate it? Stay tuned. Zoom.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Minutes. Myself, Michael BURGIO, Mark Novak, episode 489. Zoom auctions, love it or hate it. I know I had an opinion a couple days ago before seeing one basically play out, hearing feedback from parties. If you watched the show a couple days ago, I was sort of advising people sort of basically not to do it. It's new if you can do a deal prior. People sometimes don't like to try something new, and it's such a big thing. It may not be the best, but Mark, we did one last night. Do you want to take us through the technical stuff first? How did it work? Where was the auctioneer? Where were the buyers? Just go through real basics if someone's never used Zoom before.
Okay, if you want to watch the auction, go to our Insta, 6 o'clock last night, and you'll see it on our post. We posted our live, the auction. But technically, how it actually went, and this is something we were really struggling with, like how do we do it? So the auctioneer came into our office. Then the people that were registering to bid, there was 5 of them. We set up just a standard account in Zoom. We set up we launched our Novak Zoom. We sent a link, which was not a public link, it was a private link to 5 different people who were registered. So we had to get all the right paperwork in. Then what happened was at 6 o'clock, Vic said, ready, set, go, and started basically just doing a conventional auction, like exactly how we would normally do an auction, but he was standing there. So we had, out of interest, there was about 8-9 people from our office in sales we were just interested to see how it would go, all socially distanced.
But just take it back a step. So you had Vic on a screen. Like, was it like you and I now with 5 buyers all seeing each other, or did they black out their screens? Did they say their offers verbally, or they type it? How did that work?
Okay, so it was private, so no one else in the ether in the internet could see it. No one in the ether could see it. It was just Vic. You could see his head as a thumbnail, and then you could see 5 other buyers. So there were 6 people on a computer screen.
And the buyers could see each other. Like if we had 4 people on a call right now, everyone could see each other, and Vic was the main image.
Everybody could see each other. Vic was just one of the 6 tiles.
Yep.
And at the beginning of the auction, Vic said, "Can everyone please hold up their numbers?" So everyone held up their number to show that their bidder's registration card number. They held up. So one person was bidder number 8, one bidder was bidder number 4, one bidder was bidder number 3, whatever it was, and they showed those cards at the beginning. Those paddles or those cards, when they made a bid, they held that up to identify themselves.
Yeah, and who gave them that? So they pre-registered with an agent, or they did it digitally, and we sent them our bidding card. How did that work? Or just
they wrote a number on a piece.
Yeah,
they wrote a number on a piece of paper.
Yep, cool. And offers, did they have to, so they just said it verbally and everyone heard the offer?
Correct. So the address was 74 South Creek Road, DY.
Yep.
It was interesting because it was adjoining Pittwater House. I won't say whether they bid it or not, or whether they were the successful bidder or not. But it was an interesting auction because we were wondering if the adjoining school was going to turn up and bid, because it was they have a history of doing that for all those houses on that strip. But it was the 1.85 was the guide, and then off it went. And we got some comments here from Luke Moroney.
Yeah, Luke's spot on, and we said this a couple of weeks ago. Remember last lockdown, a lot of buyers waited and came out of the market, but anyone who bought, when we looked back a month after the initial lockdown, we're like, wow, there were some good buys, because a lot of buyers were like, oh, we don't know what's going on, let's step back. So if you're looking to buy, I'd be ramping it up now. Agents can show you through, because same as what we said yesterday, when there's less buyers out there, there's less competition. And due to COVID, for whatever reason, there'll be less buyers. From health reasons, they're worried about it, or they just want to wait and see. So if you can, especially if there's a property that may not have sold at auction, it's been on the if I was a buyer right now, you'd be almost looking for something that's been on the market for 4 weeks, locked out for 2 weeks. They really just want to get it sold. So it could be quite attractive. But back to the auction. So and then what? So it sold. What happened then?
So I don't get straight into it. Sold. We've got more of a story to tell. So the guys were It was a house. It was 3-bedroom. Beautifully looked after. 185 was the guide. Auction opened at 18. With a friendly bidder, and then basically just moved in $100,000 bids, it didn't move quickly, but didn't move slowly. I think that sort of makes sense. It was sort of just probably a couple of minutes between each bid. What was really interesting with when Vic was calling it, when the bids were made, Vic almost confirmed the bids 2 or 3 times with the people. Asked them to nod, asked them to confirm, asked them to confirm the number, asked them to confirm their registration card. He was extra cautious.
I'm going to bring up the listing as well, you say, so people can see. But keep going.
So then kept rolling out. It got to 2.24, and then the highest bidder just slam dunked them at 2.3. 2.3 on a house, which is not a quiet street, is very, very, very good money. I believe reserve was set at approximately $2,050,000. So to be selling for that sort of coin, $250K above is pretty good.
It's a beautiful home, but it's single level, but just well presented. But that's big money. Great. 2-3, and as what you're saying, it's on South Creek Road, 74 South Creek Road, 2.33 bed. That's huge. Well done, Lisa and Michael.
Well done, Lisa. Well done, Michael. Well done, Vic LaRusso, for hosting a Zoom auction where agents could have cancelled the auction, auctioneers could have cancelled the auction, not even had it, or owners could have cancelled the auction because they're just not sure about COVID. It just showed a little bit of courage. It showed that people pivoted. It shows that buyers had a bit of courage as well, because they went in, they did something they wouldn't normally do and attend a Zoom auction rather than a physical auction in there as well. So buyers weren't turned off. There was still 5 buyers. We had 5 buyers before COVID lockdowns. We had 5 buyers still after COVID lockdown.
Yeah. Luke, it's recorded on Novak Properties Instagram if you want to watch that auction. So you can jump on Novak Insta. Lisa, not brick, motivated. Yeah. Now, how did do you want to then? So buyers were actually quite comfortable with it, weren't they? Being in their own property, not really being as intimidated. Like, you sort of tick the boxes of the momentum of an auction, but you know, some people are nervous standing in a room, 20 people looking at them, putting at their card, and that sort of, I think, intimidation was not there. But you still got the competition and the fight that you want from an auction. The competitiveness was there. Would you agree? That's sort of the vibe I got.
Yeah, look, I guess that's a double-edged sword. You know, when you have people in the same room, it's a bit of a street fight. But when you have people you're competing against, it's almost like gaming online. You know, you're not physically eyeballing the person belly to belly at an auction. What's Lisa say?
Yeah, you don't have to do a Zoom, do best and fairest. And that's what we touched on the other day when I was sort of like, that's what I would look to do. Even if you're doing it with one buyer, two buyers, you can really have you can still get that competitive running. I know on commercial, we sometimes do round 1 and 2. You do a best and fair, especially if you've got multiple offers coming in. Like we've got one at Brookvale at the moment. We may get 10 offers and we'll assess and pick the top couple, go to round 2, do it again in round 3. So I think agents just got to be very open-minded and just keep the best interests of the vendor at mind and get them the best price and make it easy and clear for buyers. That's the key. Just high communication.
Communicate.
Yeah. Where were we? We were talking
and
about
that covers Zoom auctions. So
how did exchange
Zoom
work?
auctions. So the bottom line in summary. Oh, that was really interesting. So what normally happens, believe it or not, what normally happens is the buyer signs a contract and the seller signs a contract. In an auction, they physically are there. They physically sign a piece of paper. We actually ended up signing on behalf of people when you're in a Zoom auction because you've got the relevant and the correct.
So the agent signed on behalf of the buyer and the agent signed on behalf of the seller, or just the buyer?
Yeah, because you've got the correct authorities in place to do that. Because of the nature of the bidding that you can do. Bear in mind, we still had the backup of Docusign to Docusign over and get people to say that. I think some people would maybe prefer that, for it to be done. But, we had their authorities there and in place, ready to go to do it by agents actually signing on behalf of purchasers because the paperwork was there. So Lisa said we did Docusign. Okay, so it did end up going out that way as well. Beautiful. So what's your take on that, Burge? Are you gun shy about doing a Zoom auction? Should a buyer be gun shy about doing a Zoom auction? I'd love people out there to tell me what you guys reckon who are watching. Do you reckon you'd partake in one to sell or buy, or as a real estate agent, a Zoom auction?
For the one I've got in Orchard, probably not. I've got a lot of older clientele, and I know the technology is sometimes not there. Even when I'm sending in the webbook I do, has been difficult for them to sort of work through it. So if you're dealing with a lot of an older one and you can't have another agent there, or they can't have someone else there, I'd be a little bit not too keen to do it that way. But if I was doing a property and all the buyers are quite young, they're all tech savvy, they're all confident, then definitely. I think case by case as well. But I think I'd probably majority lean to doing it, yes, especially after hearing last night. But I know on one that I'm tossing up between, I've chosen to do a tender best and fairest just because I've got a lot of older clients and just letting them read the IM in the digital format, which is a bit unique, hasn't been the easiest. So I'll probably steer away from it on this one. Yeah.
And that's
a
Zoom
wrap.
Auctions with Novak. That's the reality of 2021. COVID, the 5th or 6th time around, whatever it is. We are comfortable. We knew how to pivot like that this time.
I haven't heard that word in months. Pivot. That word was like the it word of 2020. Pivot.
In COVID one, pivot was a big word. So we're still pivoting, but very, very quickly and accurately and knowledgeably, we know how to pivot these days. So there's a perfect example of Zoom auctions. Our auctioneer was not scared, nor were the agents, nor were the buyers.
Beautiful. All right, thanks everyone. See you back tomorrow morning.
See you, legend.